just to preface, big spoilers for the first game, but I also haven't played in a bit, so the video won't be constant comparisons between the two or anything like that.
Because of air travel.
Through the air. Coughing.
I'm sorry, I meant people on planes.
First off, this cold open contextualizes cordyceps for new audiences, catches people who played the game off guard, and it's set in the 60s, which is cool because it means it was foreshadowed a long time before the outbreak actually happened. And it also gives the O3 sequence with Sarah this looming tension that you wouldn't have felt without this scene.
I presume the prospect of a viral pandemic keeps you up at night as well?
No.
No?
No.
You like saying no?
Yes.
This scene also just feels like an actual talk show segment.
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. And currently, there are no reasons for fungi to evolve to be able to withstand higher temperatures. But what if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer? Well, now, there is reason to evolve.
And just because being scared of the in-universe cordyceps isn't enough, they gotta remind you that cordyceps is a real thing in the real world and make you imagine it happening to us. This intro is amazing, with the cordyceps spreading and the insane amount of detail in it. Also, Gustavo Santaolalla is back to score the show after his beautiful score in the game, and I'm so glad to hear it again.
I was gonna make you birthday pancakes.
You know, I don't really like pancakes.
It's for my benefit.
True love, and also the first of many hints of these two indirectly avoiding flour, which the cordyceps has found its way into by now.
How old are you again?
36.
Gonna have to wear diapers soon.
Who says I don't already? Shell.
Calcium.
There's so much foreshadowing in this one moment for I'm kidding. This dialogue is random as hell, and some of the cutest parent-child relationships are just goofy like that.
Jakarta. Where is that, Middle East?
Ooh, setting up that Jakarta flashback we get in the next episode. Also, Pedro Pascal playing Joel is genius because Troy Baker played him in the game, and they're both actors you can't seem to escape in their respective fields, and they both make their way into literally every franchise. Now Troy Baker just has to voice the Mandalorian in the game. Referencing how Joel's used to using his watch that doesn't work anymore, which is why Sarah gets it fixed for him. Also, if you usually wear a watch and you haven't pulled this exact same move multiple times on a random day you forget to put it on, I envy you.
Your t-shirt's inside out.
Sarah showing how she's super perceptive, which is why she notices the watch thing too. Not sure why she does this, but I interpreted this fascination with the knife as foreshadowing that if she lived through the outbreak, she'd be a lot like Joel and Ellie, where there's a darkness inside her that doesn't come out until she's fighting to survive.
Y'all want some biscuits?
Dad, you love biscuits.
I do, but I'm on Atkins.
Avoiding Flower Remastered. Referencing Tommy being an army veteran. This is such a cool detail, and another way the show is such a treat for people who have played the game. We probably thought this kid was twitching because they're infected, which builds tension for us, while first-time watchers are scared because the show's highlighting it for seemingly no reason, plus the music is tense-sounding too. Letting us get a good glimpse of a city before the only cities we see are the ones in ruins later on.
People out there need to get right with Jesus. 3 nails plus 1 cross equals 4 given.
Religious math lessons. Have I mentioned I hate this show? I already know what happens, and my stomach still drops a little. The dog realizing danger trope is always terrifying, but so much more with the way this episode sets it up.
Regarding a rash of violent incidents across the city, suggesting a new street drug.
And the news is even referencing what's going on and thinking it's because of some new street drug. The tension never stops unless you stop paying attention.
You locked the door for once. Good job.
Good to know it wasn't just me when I was younger.
Where's the cake?
Shh.
Come on, man.
I'll get us one tomorrow.
Swear.
All my life.
This show is so mean. Also, the first time Joel swears to a daughter, with the second and last time being in the finale. Also, avoiding Flower Remake Part 1.
It was only $20, which I stole from you. And you were never gonna do it for yourself, so.
And he'll never fix that watch ever again. But also showing they're kind of dependent on each other in different ways.
So you gotta bail me out.
Now?
It's Friday. You don't get me out tonight. I'm in here all weekend.
God damn it, Tommy.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
One of the many examples of the context for the show being a little bit better than the game, where Joel has to pick up Tommy from jail, but in the game, Tommy's just going straight to Joel's, and we get less time alone with Sarah since Joel's home. I'll say this, I think the storytelling is better in the show overall, and the acting is better in the game overall. Every single line that's exactly from the game is delivered better in the game, and that's not the actor's fault, it's just really hard to beat perfection. And having her go outside into this cul-de-sac scares you even more since she's completely exposed, it's late at night and dark, and game players know that people are infected. What a reveal. Also, Sarah should seriously run here, but she wants to make sure he's okay, which shows how she cares for people. Nope, that's disgusting. The lack of much shock or remorse when he kills her proves Joel was always a little cold inside, but also the lengths he'll go to protect who he loves. And these little moments of the unassuming neighbors reacting to everything we're seeing are what builds the world out little by little and overall shows the different direction they took the show compared to the game. More on that later.
Some kind of parasite.
Is it from terrorists?
A subtle reminder that the title card said September 26, 2003, so this is 2 weeks after 9/11's second anniversary.
What are you doing? Got a kid, Joel. So do we. Keep driving.
Joel not taking any chances to save his daughter and seeing Sarah shed a tear because of it gives us another angle we couldn't have gotten in the game, also foreshadowing Joel's tendency to save his loved ones even if it means dooming others, or just all of humanity.
Maybe it's everywhere.
A 50-second long take and the music actually increasing in tempo as the scene goes on. Joel carries her to sleep a second time in the same night, this time forever. Also parallel to the way he carries Ellie out of the hospital in the end.
I'm sorry.
This remorse from the soldier.
Move your hand.
God, her breathing and the little whimpering sounds just immediately brings you to tears. And that reminder that she's just a 14-year-old kid who's been shot by an automatic rifle. Also, the way they make Sarah's death hit so hard in such a short amount of time is actually really smart. In the game, you open with Joel getting home and go up until Sarah's death. And that whole first part of the game, you play as Sarah, experiencing her fear and connecting you to her, making her death hit hard, even if you didn't actually spend that much time with her. But since this is TV, you don't play as anyone, so they chose to spend more time with her to impact you the same way. It's so cool to see how they repurpose stuff from before the outbreak.
What if I told you that after we gave you some medicine, we're gonna find you your favorite food to eat? It's just a little needle. You're safe.
I've heard people say that this was cruel, but I honestly think it was out of kindness. The kid had to die for the safety of the QZ, and it's kinder to let him die thinking positive thoughts. Also showing how Fedra's not the villain of the show, more so just another faction with their own goals and ways of handling things, with mostly good intentions. Ugh, Joel's completely desensitized by burning the body of a child, and the fact that we see this kid for a bit in the previous scene makes it that much darker.
Street sweeping or sewer maintenance?
Which pays more?
That'd be the one with the shit.
Good thing Joel's life is thrown completely off course before that shift, so instead of sewer maintenance, he got losing the woman that loved him, meeting the little girl that depends on him, fighting for both of their lives, and in the end, dooming all of humanity to save her.
I need the bag back.
Highlighting how scarce literally everything is in this world.
You gonna keep me here? Kill me?
Come on.
Then Robert, what do you want?
I want you to forget this ever happened.
Done.
What about your guy?
Like he answers to me.
It seems like an interrogation at first with him questioning Tess and her being all beat up, but it actually boils down to him begging for Joel the boogeyman not to hurt him.
7, 8, fuck you.
Bella Ramsey plays Ellie remarkably well, and okay, I don't usually address this stuff, but she does not deserve the hate she's getting. If you don't like her being Ellie, that's fine, but she auditioned and the casting directors / showrunners gave her the role, so if you really want to blame someone, blame them. Just stop hating Ramsey for doing her job, and doing it damn well in my opinion.
I need you to take a breath. Now, I promised Robert that you wouldn't hurt him, but I would very much like for you to hurt him.
Badass duo. Tess calls the shots and Joel's just the muscle.
My fucking mom or something?
And look like your mom?
No, you do not.
Astute observations.
Why would you terrorist dump me with Fedra?
Because it's where you'd be safest. A terrorist? Was Riley a terrorist?
Another thing this show has over the game, hindsight. They can use the stories they've already written and set them up before they're fully shown to us. Mildly abusing your future daughter? Never mind.
You're the cause of it. You turned my own brother against me.
Okay, Joel.
As much as I love being in the dark about Joel's life the past 20 years, I need a prequel game or a show about it, please.
The second we hand that kid over.
Y'all talk it through, but please remember that I'm bleeding out.
The show's also funnier in such a natural and effortless way.
Give us a minute, all right?
What the fuck? You guys go out there a lot?
I guess.
When was the last time?
Maybe a year. What's it matter?
But you know where to go, so we're gonna be okay.
Ellie trying not to act scared, but asking questions that show she really is.
Oh, the radio came on when you were sleeping. Like, wake me up before you go?
Shit.
Gotcha. 80s means trouble. Code broken.
Cleverness.
We can fix this.
So much here. That little hint of the sadness before his outburst where he relives Sarah's death, then he thinks of the moment as a way to do what he wished he could have done that night, and then just wails on the guy. Then he and Ellie share a look where she's actually not horrified by the violence like you would expect a 14-year-old to be, but she's actually looking at him more gratefully. A look that makes sense considering she's had to kill her own best friend, so most violence done to people she doesn't even like, especially to people trying to kill her, isn't gonna faze her. Ending on this insanely beautiful shot. That's the most polite nuh-uh I've ever seen. This is the most disgusted I've been by something not bleeding. Appropriate reaction, Jesus. The lack of a true origin for cordyceps just makes it that much scarier.
Dan tidak ada vaksin. Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan? Bom.
The way this moment gives you a sinking feeling in your stomach the second she drops this bombshell. Too soon?
There's not gonna be anything bad in here?
Just you.
Oh, funny.
The banter between them is already starting and you can tell you're in for a ride with the two of them. Seriously, Pascal and Ramsey have great screen chemistry.
If we take her back to the QZ, someone's gonna notice her arm. They're gonna scan her. And they'll kill her.
Tess is going full mother mode, and apparently there's lore where she used to have a husband and son who both got infected, and she had to kill her husband, but she couldn't bring herself to kill her son, so she locked him in a basement. They said they cut the backstory for pace, but I think it might still be canon, just not shown. If it is, that explains this moment a lot more.
Is that chicken?
Yep. Or until they get it from smugglers. Guess not you guys.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
I can't tell if Joel's worried about Ellie being infected and being too close to Tess, or if he's worried Tess is gonna beat her up for eating chicken.
If she so much as twitches.
Don't.
She even has that motherly instinct where she knows the kid is joking and not turning for real.
Can I have a gun?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Jesus, fine. I'll just throw a fucking sandwich at them.
Yeah, sadly you don't have bottles or bricks in this reality.
So it was just you in there alone?
Yeah.
How old are you?
14.
I mean, you got some balls on you, sister.
Thanks.
Oh, she's so happy about that compliment.
Nobody's gonna be coming after you, right? Like mom, dad, boyfriend.
I'm an orphan, and no.
Love that it's less of a, I don't have a boyfriend, no, and more of a, hell no, boys suck. Girls, however.
So there aren't super infected that explode fungus spores on you?
Shit, I hope not.
What?
Well, I don't know how to swim.
Seriously?
Do you think we have pools in the QC?
No, smart ass. I mean...
I don't know how I was supposed to know that.
Can't tell if he's pulling his hand away out of, ew, she could be infected, or, ow, that's the broken hand.
They're connected.
The fungus also grows underground. You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else.
This new way of making the infected a hive mind like this is so much more terrifying, where you feel like every step you take can endanger your life. That look, God, you're pissing me off right now. I'm glad they explain it with this reshoot, and all the fear and tension over one clicker is something special, since clickers are just another Tuesday in the game. Not that that's bad, just how game design is, but both mediums have their strengths and weaknesses. How the hell is that practical effects? This has to be one of the few valid reasons for the victim to trip in a horror sequence. That wasn't Ellie's fault, now was it? Jesus!
I mean, if it was gonna happen to one of us.
Oof, that look from Tess.
Maybe the first bite didn't take. What about the second?
How about you just take the good news?
Her getting angrier out of hope makes sense for her in general and much more after she's bitten.
Is it everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out, but man, you can't deny that view.
The first of many moments where Joel lets Ellie in just a little bit.
She's infected.
Show me.
That flinch. You could interpret it as Joel being afraid of Tess, the one person he trusts, dying, or he's closing himself off from being infected, which is so much worse because it shows that he never truly let Tess in.
Josh is fucking real. I need you to get her to Bill and Frank's.
No.
I never ask you for anything, not to feel the way I felt, not to you shut the fuck up because I don't have time. You keep her alive, and you said everything right. All the shit we did.
I'm not crying. I'm totally not fazed by the fact that her dying wish is to save this one girl, or because she said he didn't have to feel the way she felt, which I'm guessing means she loved him, but he didn't want to become more than partners, or the fact that she didn't get to make up for the terrible things she referred to and she wants Joel to do it for the both of them.
Save who you can save.
As in, you couldn't save Sarah, you couldn't save me, but you can save this one girl who is the only hope we have for humanity, so no pressure. And this moment where she's forced to accept that she's not dying human. She's dying as one of the infected, right before she blows up the place and herself. There's also this kind of weird but oddly cool angle where the cordyceps loves and tries to reproduce itself the way humans do. So it's just a matter of two different species trying to survive. And since Joel didn't love Tess when she was human, the cordyceps loved her when she was infected. It's weird, I'm not sure if that made any sense, but I can't really think of a way to word it any better. So this music is actually material from The Last of Us Part 2, and I'm curious if Centelaya is making newer stuff for the second season, but either way, this track is just the definition of hopelessness. So if you guys want to feel just as sad as this moment, the song is called Resolve on the show's soundtrack and Allowed to Be Happy on The Last of Us Part 2's soundtrack.
Look, I've been thinking about...
I don't want your sorries.
I wasn't going to say I'm sorry. I was going to say that I've been thinking about what happened. Nobody made you or Tess take me. You needed a truck battery or whatever, and you made a choice. So don't blame me for something that isn't my fault.
Ellie standing up for herself, rightfully so considering Joel immediately assumed that she was going to say sorry. But it's clear that deep down she does kind of believe Tess's death was her fault, and she's just hiding it well.
5-hour hike.
We can manage that.
Set up.
How'd you get that scar on your head? Is it something lame? Like you fell down the stairs or something?
I didn't fall down any stairs.
Okay, so what then?
Someone shot at me and missed.
Shoot back?
Yeah.
You get him?
No, I missed too.
Because you suck at shooting or like in general?
Ellie's not afraid to get under his skin. I mean, what's he gonna do? Leave her to die? Also, this story tracks with the reveal that the scar was from when he tried to end it. And he was both the guys that missed.
Why do you have stuff stashed here?
You ask a lot of goddamn questions.
Yes, I do. You ever play this one? I had a friend who knew everything about this game.
Ellie's always thinking of Riley. It's also so cool that they can actually reference Mortal Kombat instead of skirting their way around saying it in the game.
You forgot where you put your stuff.
No, I'm just zeroing in on it.
My new excuse for losing stuff. I love this dark exploration of Ellie's curiosity, and Ramsey acts this out so well. I feel like you can tell exactly what she's thinking during this whole scene, starting with crap and infected, to how fragile are you, to you took Riley away from me, to screw you. Might be reading into it too much, but the fact that I'm thinking about it says a lot about her acting.
You flying one of those?
A few times, sure.
So lucky.
Didn't feel like it at the time. Get shoved into a middle seat, pay $12 for a sandwich.
Dude, you got to go up in the sky.
Shows how we take stuff for granted.
There were certain brands of food that were sold everywhere. Bread, cereal, pancake mix.
That paused because Sarah was gonna make him pancakes that morning.
Friday night, September 26, 2003. By Monday, everything was gone.
It makes more sense than monkeys. Thanks.
She has the emotional intelligence to see how bad that day was for him, since he still remembers the date and what day it was. So dark, but actually really cool when you think about this transition. They see the dress of this woman who lived on Bill's street 20 years ago, and Bill's place is where they're headed, so it threads Joel and Ellie's story into Bill and Frank seamlessly.
Not today, you New World Order jackboot fucks.
So this was a line writer Craig Mazin put in the script as what the character was thinking, trying to put the actor into the character's headspace. And then Nick Offerman just told Mazin, I'm saying all of this out loud. And Mazin just let him. Literally perfect casting.
Oh, it doesn't get old.
Bill would be great at TVWins. You see how comfortable Bill is being alone for 4 years straight, and he probably was for longer before the outbreak, and after Frank comes along, he'd rather die than be alone again.
If I feed you, then every bum you talk to about it show up here looking for a free lunch, and this is not an Arby's.
Okay, this is driving me crazy. Does anyone eat at Arby's? Because I've seen the ads, I've seen them around, but I've never met anyone who's actually gone. Maybe this is my sign to go for the first time. Well played, show. Well played.
You already know I'm bad at lying. That
look from Bill. He's like, well, damn, he's kind of fine. The moment where Frank realizes he'll fit right in. Bill can be the practical one keeping them alive, while Frank's the one to make them truly live.
A man who knows to pair rabbit with a Beaujolais.
I know I don't seem like the type.
No, you do.
Flirting? I can't. Every look Bill gives is either, damn, am I into you? Or, God, you're weird. Murray Bartlett's got so good of a natural singing voice that hearing him sing terrible isn't even that bad. You also expect him to be the better singer, and it's great subversion.
And then I'll leave.
In 20 years, dying in your arms.
I think I'm gonna love you for a long, long time.
Nick Offerman also has a great voice, and this song is literally perfect for how Bill's feeling.
There is no girl.
I know.
And seeing Bill, the tough guy, scared out of his mind, which matches what he says later on.
I was never afraid before you showed up.
I'm gonna stay for a few more days. Is that okay?
Yes.
Fuck you!
Just the most heartwarming time jump with the most jarring transition.
Do I ask for things? Ever?
And also a good time to jump to since we just saw him ask to stay for a couple of days.
Can you not, please? You know what? Let's go inside. Tess, I want to show you something.
Actually, I have been wanting to see it.
And the quote-unquote wives leaving the awkward, disgruntled husbands alone together.
I understand. If mine brought strangers into our situation.
Ugh, this scene makes Tess's death hurt even more. They were doing things husbands and wives would do, but he just won't let her in.
We can help each other and get that gun out of my face.
Standing your ground like an absolute badass.
Oh, and I have this idea that we should use codes for the radio.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Music decade code origin story. Also, I love that Tess emphasizes the word good as if Frank has been suggesting terrible ideas this whole time.
That's a good idea.
You're well protected against stray infected. Sooner or later, there'll be raiders. They'll come at night. Quiet.
Joel can spit, and also Raider foreshadowing. I mean, that's one way to get around the Raider thing. Aw, this reaction. It makes sense considering they've probably been living off meat and some vegetables for years now. What a terrifying way to wake up. Gunfire, explosions, the light from the fire, and the realization that the love of your life is not there with you. Ending on the shot of him not moving is some cruel expectation subversion. This track in the background.
One orangey, little whitey, big roundy.
The playful dialogue the best relationships have.
I'm not going to give you every day was a wonderful gift from God speech. I've had a lot of bad days. I've had bad days with you, too. But I've had more good days with you.
Brutally heartbreaking honesty.
Then you will crush all of these up, put them in my wine. I will drink it. Then you will take me by my hand, bring me to our bed, and I will fall asleep in your arms.
I can't.
Do you love me?
Yes.
Then love me the way I want you to.
I basically cried from this point on to the end of the story. Bill making their last meal together just like their first. Even though Bill made it so they'll die together, he's still killing his husband, which is gonna feel wrong, so this sad look feels right.
I'm old. I'm satisfied. And you were my purpose.
Damn it, I'm crying again.
I'm guessing you found this, Joel, because anyone else would have been blown up by one of my traps. I used to hate the world, and I was happy when everyone died. But I was wrong, because there was one person worth saving. That's why men like you and me are here. We have a job to do. I leave you all of my weapons and equipment. Use them to keep...
Stay here.
Man, if the test thing doesn't hurt you, I don't know what will. And this proves that this episode, that all of Bill and Frank's story wasn't filler. If you want to talk about practical stuff, it sets up the code with the music decades and shows how Bill and Joel met. But the point of pretty much the whole episode being about Bill and Frank was to mirror Joel and Tess and show Joel that he failed both of the people he lived for, Sarah, then Tess. But he has a third chance to devote his life to keeping Ellie safe, not just to save humanity, but to raise her and be there for her emotionally and make his life worth it. We get Sam and Henry later on as a closer foil to Joel and Ellie, but their stories show how far you'll go to protect someone. Bill and Frank's story shows why it's worth protecting that person. for love.
If I'm taking you with me, there's some rules you gotta follow. Rule 1, you don't bring up Tess. Matter of fact, we can just keep our histories to ourselves. Rule 2, you don't tell anyone about your condition. Rule 3, you do what I say when I say it. We clear?
Yes.
Repeat it.
What you say goes.
She doesn't repeat it because none of this stuff is going to happen after this conversation. They do open up to each other. They do talk about Tess. Ellie often does not listen to Joel, and Joel tells Tommy she's immune.
Well, don't you look pretty?
Compliments.
Oh, this is good. This is Linda Ronstadt.
It's better than nothing.
That little smile. She knows she's getting through to him. Ending on the shot from the game's main menu and with the lyrics from the song that Bill played, which also makes sense for Joel and Ellie because they'll love each other for a pretty decent amount of time. Yeah, it's clear Ellie's fascination with guns comes from the power it represents. Everyone that holds a gun holds the power to take a life, and considering how powerless she's been and how powerless she is later on, it makes sense why she'd want this. It also just plays into that curiosity we see Ellie have.
Back in the day, we'd drive 10, 12 hours on one tank. Could go anywhere.
So where'd you go?
Pretty much nowhere.
Too true.
It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope. It'll still be stationary. No pun intended. Volume 2 by Will Livingston.
Yes, the pun book's back. I love this show.
I stayed up all night.
No.
Not sure if it's because Pedro Pascal is a sweetheart in real life and has the face of one, but it looks like he's barely holding back a smile here. Hank Williams is always a win, and wouldn't you know it, the song is about feeling abandoned and lost because of heartbreak, with both of their hearts breaking because they lost Tess, Joel lost Sarah, and Ellie lost Riley. Both abandoned, but they found each other, and the way they used this song in the trailer was mwah, chef's kiss.
That's not for kids,
How do
Ellie.
you even walk around with that thing?
Please get rid of it.
Hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Why are all these pages stuck together? I'm just fucking with you.
I love this scene in both mediums, and I might be in the minority, but I low-key like this scene better than the game version. Ellie just acts so 14 years old in this one. I don't know what it is.
What am I even eating?
20-year-old Chef Boyardee ravioli.
That guy was good.
I actually agree.
Bonding.
So what are they gonna do, rob us?
Well, they'll have way more in mind than that.
Okay.
Can't tell if he means they'll kill them or if it's David foreshadowing.
Why did the Scarecrow get an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
You dick. Did you read this?
No.
That smile. Sleep sacrifice.
That's seriously what those Starbucks in the QZ used to sell?
Well, theirs was a lot fresher than what Bill saved up, but yeah, this is what they sold.
It smells like burnt shit.
My favorite thing about their relationship before they're actually close is how Joel bothers trying to annoy her sometimes the same way she annoys him.
Cheyenne.
Really? Cheyenne.
I smell improv from Bella Ramsey, but I could be wrong.
Of course, last I heard, he quit the Fireflies too. So now he's on his own out there, and I gotta go get him.
His older brother mentality never changes, practically the same as when he had to bail Tommy out of jail on Outbreak Night. It's by far my favorite change from the game. From what I can remember, the only reason he took Ellie was because Marlene agreed to give them guns, and it was Tess's dying wish. In the show, his motivation's more personal.
What if you don't find him?
I will.
How do you know?
I'm persistent.
I love how much these guys' callouts sound like NPCs from the game. It's actually really clever for a reason I'll get into in a second.
No, it's okay. It's over. We're not fighting anymore.
This guy being all threatening when he's trying to kill Joel and then so scared after he's shot feels so natural. Of course your tune's gonna change when you're gonna die.
My mom isn't far. If you can get me to her, we can be friends. I didn't know. I'm Brian. What's your name? Wait. You can have it. It's a good night. Get back behind the wall. No. I'm sorry, please. No. We can just talk. Mom!
God, him crying out for his mom right before he dies. Not sure if it hurts so bad to see my favorite characters win. This is what I meant about the NPC sounding callouts. In the game, they're just obstacles standing in your way, so the show makes them seem that way until this scene, where you realize each of these guys are human beings, fighting for survival just like you.
Who did this?
And the way every single seemingly random part of the story is connected is another thing this show does amazingly.
This is Henry's work, understand? And he won't stop until we stop him.
And I think Kathleen is such an interesting character, if a little annoying at times, because she seems like a soccer mom or an elementary school teacher. Other than being a don't judge a book by its cover moment, it also shows how the outbreak forced people to change, adapt, and do things they wouldn't have done before.
You shouldn't have had to.
But you're glad I did, right?
You're just a kid.
Joel showing he does care and trying to give Ellie as safe of a life he can, even though he can't.
Now, who taught you that?
Fedra school.
Figures. Left hand squeezes down on the right. Look at...
That little giggle. He did such a dad thing. There's no going back for Joel now.
We'll get through this.
Reassurance.
When do we tell the others?
Oh yeah, how could I miss it? Hello, OG Tommy.
Okay, I'm in. Where'd you be without me, huh?
By now, Wyoming.
Walked into that one. Hey, you know that guy who said he was hurt? How did you know it was an ambush?
I've been on both sides. It was a long time ago. We did what we needed to survive.
Again, Joel prequel game or series, but it would be cooler to play it, so please.
Get up, you lazy ass.
Lazy ass. 56 years old, you little shit.
Also, love that they weakened this Joel a bit too. Makes him more human. He's not a 52-year-old killing machine like in the games, but again, just the nature of game design.
Did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
What?
It runs in your genes.
That is so goddamn stupid.
You laughed, motherfucker.
I didn't laugh.
Ah, this moment. It even seems like a genuine laugh from Pascal. And he falls asleep facing Ellie on the side with his worse ear. I like to think it's because he naturally feels a bit closer to Ellie now, so he faces her, but it results in this. Brutal. Love the choice to make Sam younger and deaf, and Kevon Woodard is deaf in real life too, so seriously, a casting wild card. It's crazy that they managed to find an 8-year-old black kid that was deaf and acts so well. This scene is so sweet. The best part about Sam being deaf is that their conversation has this quiet that you don't really get with Ellie and Joel since she's always talking, and it makes for a better way to make Henry and Sam similar to Joel and Ellie while still feeling different enough that it doesn't feel like a copy-paste. Making a helpless 8-year-old like Sam feel super, feel powerful, feel invulnerable. I always say it, I'm always gonna say it, revisiting moments from different perspectives. And the fact that you can literally see this exact same blocking in both episodes, with Joel looking out, then at the window.
We didn't hurt you, so you don't hurt us, right?
That's right.
It's a weird fucking tone, man.
That's just the way he sounds. He has an asshole voice. Joe, tell him he's okay.
Everything is great.
Dude.
I'm guessing you don't have one, so this means a lot.
Gratefulness.
So how do we get across?
Even trying to make Sam part of the planning phase too. The great thing about this show's setting is how it makes you feel nervous for the characters anytime they're in the open, even when they're in a building. The fact that it's all windows and broad daylight effortlessly adds tension. Spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2, so skip to this time code to avoid them, but Ellie acting like an older sister to Sam makes you realize how she'd be a good mother. Some very, very far future foreshadowing for when she does become a mother to JJ, and seemingly a good one at that, aside from the fact that she leaves him for the sake of revenge. But here are some filler words so that people skipping spoilers won't accidentally catch anything, and there we go.
He's never afraid, never selfish, and he's always forgiving. Have you ever met someone like that? Kind of man you'd follow anywhere.
Ah, he's thinking of Tommy.
Leukemia. There was one drug that worked. There wasn't much left of it. And it belonged to Fedra. I was gonna take something big, so I gave them something big. That one great man.
Reinforcing the idea that everyone's just fighting for themselves.
He said as long as we were together in our perfect box, we would be safe.
In the show's podcast, Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann mentioned that Kathleen's older brother was kind of her Joel, and the loss of her Joel drove her to the point of wanting nothing but revenge for the killer.
We all loved him, but he didn't change anything. You did. We're with you.
Some true loyalty, and seemingly not out of fear, but out of respect, which makes sense because it's Tommy. Of course he'll be loyal.
Put the gun down. Please don't do it. Please.
How did they make this scene sad too? This guy seems old, tired, and still fighting even if he's not great at it. And that look. He seems ready to die anyway, which makes it so much sadder to watch.
But did you ever think that maybe he was supposed to die?
He's just a fucking kid!
Well, kids die, Henry. All the time.
Yep, I'm chill with her dying. Oh my god, so much more than I could have expected, and the fact that we see infected so much less overall this season actually benefits this scene so much. All of the fear you have of one clicker is just turned up to 11, and we gotta talk about this whole set piece. The entire neighborhood was constructed by the crew and some actual home builders, obviously not fully building out each house, but yeah, the vehicles, real. Explosions, real. Infected, half of them are practically real, with a bunch of people in crazy realistic prosthetics, and also it's nighttime and there's fire, which always looks awesome. And the bloater too? This show is such a knack for finding child talent. Skye Cowton is the little girl playing this child clicker, and her performance is bone-chilling. Just the most brutal type of karma. But like she said, kids die all the time.
Look, I don't know exactly how I'm getting to Wyoming. I'm probably walking. But, you know, if you want to...
Yeah, I think it'd be nice for Sam to have a friend. I'll tell him in the morning.
I hate this show. I hate it.
It's still you inside. Oh, fuck.
The older sister dynamic also makes this more understandable too. Of course, this kid would trust her when he's scared of becoming one of those many infected he just saw. Oh, how I wish the blood transfer thing worked. Hugging.
You okay? Easy, easy, easy. What did I do? What did I do? Give me the gun.
This scene. Kevon's great acting as an infected Sam, and then the pain Lamar Johnson brings in his performance, making you realize he just woke up and barely even had time to think before he killed his own brother. And that confusion turns to realization. He realizes there's nothing else to live for, even feels like he deserves to die for that. And Ellie's little yelp sounds so real. And just the most heartbreaking way to end this episode and this video. Man, was this show a surprise. A good video game adaptation? What? Yeah, it's crazy good, and it feels like a worthy match for the game, and a good way to experience the story for first-time viewers, people who don't play video games, and for the people who have played the game to experience an alternate story that changes enough to keep you on your toes. You may have played the game, but you can't truly predict anything. What'd you guys think of the first half of The Last of Us Season 1? Let me know in the comments. As always, you guys are an absolute win, and I'll see you soon.